The sting of my father's hand across my face wasn't what hurt the most. It was the look in his eyes, pure rage mixed with disappointment, all directed at me while Amanda stood behind him, playing the perfect victim with tears streaming down her perfectly made-up face. My name is Olivia, and at 24, I just got slapped by my father for the first time in my life, all because I dared to question his new wife's suspicious behavior. I raised you better than this, Dad spat, his voice trembling with anger. Amanda has done nothing but try to welcome you into our new family, and this is how you repay her. With wild accusations, I touched my cheek, still burning from the impact, and looked past him to Amanda. Her tears had miraculously stopped, and for a split second, I caught the smirk playing at the corners of her mouth. At 35, she was closer to my age than my father's 52 years, and she'd spent the last 6 months systematically dismantling every memory of my mother from our home. Dad, please, I tried again, keeping my voice steady. Just check the security footage. Mom's jewelry is missing, and I saw. Enough, he roared. Amanda already told me she saw you moving things out last week. If anyone took your mother's jewelry, it was you. The irony of his accusation would have been laughable if it wasn't so painful. I had installed hidden cameras in my room 3 weeks ago, precisely because things had started disappearing. First small items, then larger ones, always things that had belonged to Mom. Fine, I said quietly, gathering my composure. I'll leave, but remember this moment, Dad. Remember how quickly you chose her over your own daughter. Amanda stepped forward, placing a manicured hand on my father's arm. James, darling, maybe we should all calm down. Olivia is clearly struggling with our new family dynamic. Perhaps she needs time. The saccharine sweetness in her voice made my stomach turn. This was her specialty, playing the understanding stepmother while systematically destroying my relationship with my father. I turned and walked out, my laptop clutched tightly to my chest. The same laptop that was receiving live feeds from the cameras in my room. The same cameras that had caught Amanda in the act just hours ago. As I drove away from my childhood home, my phone buzzed repeatedly with texts from my best friend, Kate. Did you get it all on camera? Are you okay? Come to my place now. Kate had been my voice of reason through this whole nightmare. She was the one who suggested installing the cameras when things first started going missing. Your dad's blinded by love, she'd said. You need solid proof. I pulled into her driveway, my hands shaking as I put the car in park. Kate was already at my door, pulling me into a fierce hug. Your cheek is red, she gasped, pulling back to examine my face. Did he? I nodded, the reality of what had happened finally hitting me. The tears I'd been holding back started flowing. Show me the footage, Kate said, leading me inside. All of it. We sat at her kitchen table, my laptop open between us. The footage was crystal clear. Amanda entering my room when she thought everyone was asleep, expertly opening my safe. How did she even get the combination? And methodically going through my mother's jewelry box. She took everything. The pearl necklace Mom wore on her wedding day, the diamond earrings that were supposed to be my something old when I got married, even a simple gold locket that contained the last family photo we took before Mom got sick. Look at her face, Kate pointed at the screen. She's smiling. She's actually enjoying this. The timestamps on the footage showed multiple visits over the past 3 weeks. Each time, Amanda took something small, something she thought wouldn't be immediately noticed. She's been gaslighting you, Kate said, her voice hard. Making you question whether things were really missing, telling your dad you were imagining things, playing the concerned stepmother while stealing your inheritance piece by piece. I watched the most recent footage again. Amanda slipping my mother's engagement ring into her pocket just hours before I confronted her. The same ring Dad had promised would be mine one day. What's your plan? Kate asked, squeezing my hand. I touched my cheek again, remembering the look of satisfaction on Amanda's face when my father struck me. First, I'm going to make copies of all this footage. Then, I'm going to find out exactly what she's been doing with my mother's jewelry. Something tells me this isn't the first time she's pulled this scam. My phone buzzed again. Dad calling. I declined the call and opened my email instead, starting a message to my mother's old private investigator. If Amanda thought she could destroy my relationship with my father and steal my mother's legacy, she was about to learn just how wrong she was. One more thing, Kate said, pointing to something in the footage we'd almost missed. In the background, while Amanda was going through my safe, there was a reflection in my mirror. She was wearing my mother's wedding ring, the one Dad thought was still locked away in his office safe. I smiled for the first time since the confrontation. "Got you," I whispered, starting to type my email. Amanda's perfect little world was about to crumble, and the best part? She'd never see it coming. The private investigator's report landed in my inbox 3 days later, and what I discovered about Amanda made my blood run cold. This wasn't her first time playing the devoted wife. It wasn't even her first time stealing family heirlooms. 3 marriages in 5 years, I told Kate, scrolling through the detailed report. Each time to wealthy widowers, each time ending with mysterious disappearances of family jewelry and artifacts. She's not just a thief. She's a professional con artist. Kate leaned over my shoulder, reading the screen. "Look at this," she used different names each time. "Amanda Collins, Miranda Peters, Andrea Williams. Your father married her as Amanda Bennett." The report included statements from her previous stepsons and stepdaughters, all telling eerily similar stories. She would come into their lives, charm their fathers, and slowly begin isolating them from their children. Then, piece by piece, family treasures would start disappearing. "But she slipped up this time," I said, pulling up the camera footage on my second screen. None of her previous victims had proof like this. My phone buzzed. Another missed call from Dad. He'd been calling daily since the confrontation, leaving voicemails that ranged from angry demands to tearful pleas. Amanda had convinced him I was having a mental breakdown, struggling to accept their marriage. "Have you seen what she's doing with the jewelry?" Kate asked, pointing to a section of the report. I nodded grimly. "There's a dealer in Miami she works with. He resets the stones, melts down the gold, makes the pieces impossible to trace. According to this, she's got a flight booked there next week." The thought of my mother's jewelry being destroyed made me feel sick. Each piece held memories: Mom teaching me to fasten the pearl necklace, Dad surprising her with the diamond earrings on their 20th anniversary, the locket we filled with photos just months before her diagnosis. "We need to move fast," Kate said, her legal training kicking in. She'd just passed the bar exam and was already thinking like a prosecutor. "If she gets those pieces to Miami." "She won't," I interrupted, pulling up another email. "I've already contacted the police. Detective Martinez wants to meet tomorrow. We're bringing everything: the footage, the PI report, statements from her previous victims." My laptop pinged with a new email notification. The subject line made my heart race. "Found your mother's jewelry, estate sale listing." The email contained a link to an upcoming estate sale in a wealthy neighborhood across town. There, listed among various antiques and collectibles, were photos of items that looked exactly like my mother's missing pieces, only they were being sold under different descriptions. "She's not even waiting to get to Miami," Kate breathed. "She's trying to sell them here first." "The estate sale is tomorrow," I said, already reaching for my phone. "Detective Martinez needs to see this now." As I dialed the detective's number, another call came through. "Dad again." This time I answered. "Olivia, please," he started, his voice tired. "Amanda's worried sick about you. She thinks you need help." "Dad," I cut him off. "I need you to listen carefully. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm meeting with Detective Martinez at the police station. If you want to know the truth about your wife, be there." "Detective?" "Olivia, what are you doing?" "Protecting what's left of Mom's memory," I replied. "Be there, Dad. See for yourself who you really married." I hung up before he could respond, my hands shaking. Part of me worried he wouldn't come, that Amanda's influence was too strong. But I had to try. What if he doesn't show up? Kate voiced my fears. I looked at the estate sale listing again, at my mother's precious jewelry being marketed as vintage estate pieces. "Then he'll learn the truth when Amanda's arrested," I said firmly. "Either way, this ends tomorrow." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept watching the camera footage, but not the parts showing Amanda stealing. Instead, I watched the moments where she slipped my mother's wedding ring onto her finger, admiring it in my mirror. The look of triumph on her face, the casual way she dismissed the sentimental value of everything she touched. It made my cheeks sting again with the memory of Dad's slap. My phone lit up with a text from an unknown number. "You should have kept your mouth shut, little girl. Daddy can't protect you now." I showed the message to Kate, who was staying over at my apartment. "She's scared," Kate said. "She knows we're onto her." "Good. I replied, saving the message as more evidence. She should be. Tomorrow couldn't come fast enough. I had the footage, the PI report, the estate sale listing, and now her threatening message. But most importantly, I had the truth, and Amanda's carefully constructed house of cards was about to come crashing down. The police station lobby felt colder than usual as I sat clutching my laptop, Kate beside me, waiting for Detective Martinez. It was 9:55 a.m., and my father hadn't arrived yet. Miss Parker? Detective Martinez appeared, a stern-looking woman in her 40s. Let's go to the conference room. We have some interesting developments. Just then, the lobby doors opened. My father walked in, looking tired and confused. Behind him, my heart stopped, was Amanda, wearing a perfectly composed expression of concern. What is this about, Olivia? Amanda asked sweetly, her hand gripping Dad's arm. We're so worried about your mental state. Detective Martinez interrupted smoothly. Mrs. Parker, perfect timing. Please all of you follow me. The conference room had a large screen on one wall. Kate squeezed my hand as we took our seats. Dad and Amanda sat opposite us, while Detective Martinez remained standing. Before we begin, the detective said, I should inform you that we've already secured the items from the estate sale venue this morning. All pieces matched the descriptions of Mrs. Parker's stolen jewelry. Amanda's composure cracked slightly. What estate sale? What is she talking about, James? I connected my laptop to the screen and played the footage. The room fell silent as we watched Amanda enter my room multiple times, systematically stealing each piece of Mom's jewelry. That's been doctored. Amanda stammered, but her face had gone pale. The footage has been authenticated by our technical team, Detective Martinez stated. But that's not all. The detective laid out photographs of my mother's jewelry alongside police reports from 3 other states. Each report detailed similar thefts, with witness statements from other families. Miranda Peters, Martinez Reed, Andrea Williams, Amanda Collins. All the same person. All you. My father had gone completely still, his eyes fixed on the screen where Amanda was clearly visible trying on my mother's wedding ring. James, darling, Amanda started, her voice trembling. They're trying to turn you against me, just like before. Like before. Dad's voice was barely a whisper. How many times have you done this? I played the next piece of footage. Amanda on the phone, speaking to someone about melting down the gold and resetting stones. The timestamp showed it was from just 2 days ago. The dealer in Miami has already confessed, Detective Martinez added. He's been helping Mrs. Bennett, or whatever her real name is, dispose of stolen family heirlooms for years. Amanda suddenly stood up, her chair scraping back. I want a lawyer. Of course, Martinez nodded. You'll need one. Officers? 2 uniformed officers entered the room. As they began reading Amanda her rights, my father finally looked at me. The recognition of truth in his eyes was mixed with overwhelming shame. Olivia, he started, his voice breaking. Your face. We found this in her hotel room, Martinez interrupted, sliding a small velvet box across the table. Inside was Mom's wedding ring, the one from Dad's office safe. Amanda was led away, her perfect mask completely shattered. As she passed me, she hissed, You'll regret this. Actually, Kate spoke up for the first time. As your legal counsel would tell you, that's witness intimidation. Detective, did you catch that? Martinez smiled grimly. Every word. After giving our formal statements, Dag and I sat alone in the conference room. The silence between us felt like a physical wall. I hit you, he finally said, his voice raw. I chose her over you. I let her erase your mother from our home. You did, I agreed quietly. I don't know how to fix this. I opened my laptop again, but this time I pulled up a different file, a video Mom had made for me before she died. Hey, sweetie, Mom's voice filled the room. If you're watching this, I want you to remember something. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting the hurt. It's about choosing to love anyway. Dad's shoulders began to shake. She also said, I added softly, that you probably be lost without her, that you make mistakes, but that you find your way back because that's what family does. I don't deserve forgiveness, he whispered. No, I agreed. But Mom would want me to give it anyway. Slowly, with time. 2 weeks later, we stood in my apartment, carefully unpacking each piece of recovered jewelry. The police had finally released them back to us. This was her favorite, Dad said, holding up the gold locket. I know. I took it from him gently, opening it to reveal our family photo. She wore it every day during chemo. Olivia, he hesitated. Would you consider moving back home? Not right away, but someday. The house feels empty without you. I looked at him, really looked at him. The past month had aged him, but there was something else too. The blindness was gone from his eyes, replaced by hard-earned wisdom and regret. Someday, I nodded. But first, we need to put Mom's photos back up. He smiled, a real smile that reached his eyes. All of them. Every single one. As we continued unpacking Mom's jewelry, each piece finding its way back home, I realized that sometimes the deepest wounds heal the strongest if we're brave enough to face the truth and patient enough to let love lead the way back.